Hello, Akasha here from Soma Flow. I thought I would just jump on and give a very, very quick update because we are right in the middle now of the Eclipse Sandwich. And every eclipse has its unique flavor, you could say. Now, first of all, a little bit of news. Thank you to YouTube. Thank you to the Soma Flow supporters. We now have a membership on this channel. So thank you to the people who've already signed up in the first few days. To say thank you, I have uploaded some very beautiful, very special meditations. Not really breath work, more kind of shamanic journeys that were channeled during the Sacred Return private mentorship that I hosted back in August. And that private mentorship was basically a journey through the first four tattvas or chakras, you could say, and those elements of earth, water, fire, air, and how we embody them in this lived experience to increase the richness, I guess, of how we feel, how we move in the world, because sometimes chakras are seen as just these energetic portals, but really they have a 3D correlation in that they don't open as energy portals until we are acting in a way in our 3D lives that kind of calls them to life. And so if you just activate the energy without acting in the real world in the way that energy calls you to act, then that's when a lot of the imbalances can occur, and you could say kundalini symptoms and so forth. So that group was really just about supporting people one-on-one on their ascension journey, particularly through the lower chakras. Now, those meditations are now in the membership portal here on this channel, and we have something extra special going on very soon, which is the Equinox New Earth Diamond Breath Mandala, basically a Serpent Gate, and there's a solar eclipse happening the day after as well. So to basically make these things accessible to whoever who wants to come, we so far have about 50 people booked in for that Serpent Gate activation on Zoom. So how many days are left between then? Like 3 or 4? So for the next 3 or 4 days, if you really, really want to join us, I am going to create a discount code, Serpent Gate, and you'll be able to download the meditations from my Ko-fi store, as well as get yourself a ticket to that collective Diamond Mandala breath activation for for the equinox, for the solar eclipse, for Serpent Gate. It's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? You'll be able to get that for half price. So that's only for the next few days, because I really want to make sure that from then on, those meditations they're going to be offered to everybody, but because they were channeled through such a special experience of that small collective group, I really want to honor everybody who was there and just keep them as something a little bit special. So they won't be going out ever on the public YouTube channel. So I think that's the newsy bits out of the way. Look, after we had that beautiful, beautiful live, thank you to the 1,000 people who have since clicked on it for the 999 portal. 80 of us joined to do the breath live. Thank you. We had 66 of us live for the Lionsgate portal on 8/8. So, wow, 80 of us were live. And what was astonishing is because I'd scheduled it at the opposite time zone. So whereas the 8/8 was evening for US, this one was evening for Asia, very early in the morning for US, and a nice lunchtime sort of hour for Europe and Africa. So I was thinking, well, maybe people from America won't come. It's just too early in the morning. What did happen is that we had lots and lots of people coming from Europe and Africa, thank you, including Nairobi, Nigeria, Morocco, South Africa. We had people coming from America too. Many people joined who were there for the original 6/6. So all I can say really is that compared to the Lionsgate 6/6, I think the work that we did on the 999 Blood Moon portal, I think it was possibly even more powerful because we were even more distributed across the planet. So thank you for everybody who came, who activated in synchronicity your angel bodies with the diamond breath Merkaba. We'll be doing a little bit of that, you could say, again on Serpent Gate. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing yet. I haven't fully channeled, but I've got a couple days left and I know it will be good because last night I was feeling very, very, very hot, and that was after uploading the fire journey meditation. I was burning up all night. And then in the morning, when I got up, got outside, sky utterly blue and empty, but right where I was walking, right ahead of me, was this beautiful feathery cloud shaped just like a phoenix, with its head tucked in and its wings rising. So it was beautiful. We had so many crazy things happen during the Sacred Return series. Each week we dealt uniquely, like just with only one element. So one week was earth. I think that week we had earthquakes. The week we dealt with water, it rained and rained and rained and rained. The week we looked at fire was a little bit scary. A few different weird things happened, but the one that really struck me was just as I would finish preparing the materials for the week, the power box outside of my house exploded and took out the power for thousands of people around the neighborhood. And they came and poked around at it for a few hours. They couldn't work out what had happened, why it wasn't going back on. And so I just said to my guides, okay, was this to teach us about the fire element? If so, we've got the message. And I kid you not, within 30 seconds, it was back on. It was cray-cray. I want to talk about a few things because I know in these moments of turmoil, it can really help to know that we aren't alone. After the 999 portal, I could not sleep. Maybe 2 or 3 in the morning, I got a message, listen to the Bhagavad Gita. I will put a link to the beautiful audio that I listen to below. If you just try and listen to random translations, or rather, if you just try and read random translations of Bhagavad Gita, they're often like full of commentary and very hard just to read it as a piece of work. I'll also link a PDF that's a beautiful poetic translation. What is the Bhagavad Gita? It's basically a slice out of the Mahabharata. It just means Song of the Lord. It's a conversation between Arjuna, who is like a prince of his realm, and Lord Krishna, who you've probably heard of. The blue guy with the flute. Yeah. Whereas Arjuna is the one with the arrow. And so what's the conversation about? Well, basically the next day, Arjuna knows that he has to go out and he has to wage a war against the enemy. And the enemy is not someone he doesn't know. It's his uncles and his cousins. And this is because they've decided that they're not happy with the current monarchy that Arjuna is part of and supports, that they want to take over, and they're willing to have a big war and kill people in order for that to happen, for there to be a coup. And Arjuna is saying, look, to Krishna, I know that they're doing the wrong thing, but I can't go out and fight them. These are my uncles I've looked up to. These are my cousins I've played with. And Krishna says, okay, we have to do the courageous thing. We have to do the thing that we are here to do. And just because, Arjuna, you decide tomorrow not to go out on that battlefield doesn't mean that they're not going to die. Because it's their actions, their choices that have taken them on this course of action, led them to this place, which means there's going to be this battle, there's going to be this war, and they're going to be killed because they're not going to win. This is ultimately their choice that has led them to their deaths. And their deaths in that sense have already happened because this is a divine play, a divine stage, and it is literally the divine that's killing them, Arjuna, not you, not your army. So he says to Arjuna, you better just buck up, buttercup, and get on out there because this is who you are. You're a prince of this realm. You're here to defend it. This is your job. So you've just got to go and have courage and do it. And yes, they're your uncles. Yes, they're your family. but this is their choice. They decided to go to war. And this is important because there are many, many times in our lives that, we maybe want to turn the other cheek, want our lives as light workers to be all ice creams and rainbows. But it's not, because we find ourselves in a particular place, in a particular time, that calls forth from us a particular action of strength, of determination, of self-love. And how do we know? How do we know when it's the right course of action? It's because there's a feeling inside of us that feels like love. And we just go ping. It feels like love to do that thing, even though it's hard, even though we shake our heads and go, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I want to do it. We're there. We're the person that is there. We are there because it is on our path, and all we can do is say yes to our path, give the sacred yes to whatever is on our path. And so I say these things because, in a sense, we have been looking in different ways death in the face over the last few months, years, decades even, really. And of course, the eclipse always brings out the intensity, because just hours after I was listening to Bhagavad Gita on repeat, of course, those events transpired in America, and then all the fallout that has occurred after that. So look, we're not through this eclipse portal yet. We have another few days of it, and then we've got to get to the other side. And this comes back to a message that I'd had channeled, and which I tried to communicate during the live, but didn't do a really great job. And that was the message that, why do we suffer? We don't suffer because we're bad. We don't suffer because it's the only way we learn. We don't suffer because it's the only path to enlightenment. No. The reason why sometimes we have to suffer and have that long, dark night of the soul is because it's only when we have nothing and no one left, no strings to reach out to, that we ask for the miracle. It takes us to such a place because we are beyond hope. There is no more hope left, that we simply go inside and pray. We beg to the powers beyond this reality, beyond this dimension. And when we ask, it is received. And so they answer us, and a miracle happens. And there is no other explanation for that miracle other than that our asking called it forth. And we are at a point in time in this planet right now where all of us as light workers, we must ask for the miracle. It's only once we have asked for the miracle and experienced it as being answered and real that we then learn to ask for more miracles again and again. So in this moment, I'm going to ask all of us really to ask whatever miracle is inside of your heart that you've always been wanting to ask, that you feel is on the future trajectory of this planet, that you really feel that this planet deserves. Whatever it is, the eclipses are a perfect time for manifestation and to ask for what we're really, really, really wanting. And I really just hope that whatever it is that you're wanting comes true. And the other thing that's important here is that the thing that you're wanting to ask, the thing that you're here to experience, is unique to you. We are all unique instruments in the divine orchestra. There is no one else here living your life. There is no one else here living your choices, living your divine dharmic imprint. There is only you. And all we can do is moment to moment live our lives as fully as we can on the path that we're on, just one foot in front of the other, living in the love, living in the light. And when everybody talks about bifurcation, how there'll be a world for the good and a world for the bad, it's really, really where we're going is to a world of non-duality. Basically, Arjuna is told by Krishna not to grieve for his uncles, for his cousins, even though they die, maybe even at his hands, because there is life and there is death. And then there is life again. And there is no one who has died that is still not yet living, because our lives are eternal. We are all divine. This is the divine drama, the divine comedy even. It is a stage. We are playing in these flesh meat bodies, and who we truly are is not how we appear as we are here. So that gives us complete freedom. We are now free to make the choices that we didn't feel free to make before because we just thought the weight of the world would be on us. We might choose the wrong thing. No, you cannot choose the wrong thing. Even if you were to choose the wrong thing, you'll be given an infinite amount of opportunities to make an infinite amount of choices again and again and again. So as you go through this week, go through these days, just know that there's nothing that you can do that is wrong. We just get to put one foot in front of another, walk our path, walk our Dharma, shine our light, live our love. And that's the best really that we can ever do. So big love. Hopefully we'll be seeing you on the equinox. And if you do want to join us on the equinox for that live experience where we're all breathing together, please head to the Ko-fi store, use that Serpent Gate code, get half price off of the ticket, maybe download some of the meditations while you're there. And whether or not you're there, I wish you a beautiful, beautiful solar eclipse and a beautiful equinox and Serpent Gate. Bye-bye.